Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lifetime Success with yours truly, Jennifer Yon. Today is Wednesday, and it is Wellness Wednesday. Let's give it up for being well, huh? Today, I am joined by Alpa. Alpa is going to talk to us on lots of different things on being well. So, for the month of June with Wellness Wednesdays, we want to focus on mental clarity. Today, our special guest has some tips, has some resources just for that. Hi, Alpha. How are you?
Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Thank you for having me today.
You're so welcome. It's Wellness Wednesdays, and we as people have just been going through so much lately. I wanted to take for the month of June to be able to speak and give individuals tips and resources on how they can maintain their mental clarity. And I know you have some great information that you want to share with us regarding that today. If we can, Alpha, let's just start out and
Yes,
give
I
us a
can.
little introduction of who you are and what you do.
Hi, I'm Alpa Raval. I'm a yoga therapist. I teach mindfulness yoga for cancer patients and survivors at the UF Health Cancer Center. And I'm also a yoga trainer. My own yoga teacher training, as well as I speak. I see myself more of a I believe in yoga as therapy so much, where I've just somehow fell into the world of yoga advocacy. I get invited to speak at events like this, and so traveled quite a bit, spreading the word of yoga as therapy.
Awesome. So, for ones that didn't really hear you, you broke up just a little bit. Yoga. Yoga, is that something that you're passionate about?
Yeah, I have been practicing yoga since I was a child. And it turned into a passion as it became my therapy. So now I've decided to make my life and my career or my goal, whatever you name it, to spread the word of yoga and use the healing tools of yoga to help other people find their own healing.
So, yoga, when I think about it, I just think about a person like laying down and stretching. If a person is not familiar with yoga at all, what is it?
What is it? That is a question. I've never been asked this question in this many years of speaking so many events. What is it? So yoga is perceived as, downward dog and all these physical exercises, and that is a one small act of yoga. And yoga is a way of living. Um, Yoga is a lifestyle. Yoga is being aware of our own inner self. And I say yoga is a vehicle into your own being. Yoga is a vehicle to find your own self.
Awesome. How did you get into yoga, and how has it personally impacted you that has really made you have a desire to teach others?
So I'll give you a short, brief answer. This can
Okay.
lead to an entire lifespan, my life journey. Um, I would just say, as short as I can, I got into yoga as a child. My uncle was yoga guru in India. He was a surgeon, and as he went into the yoga world with Swami Sachidananda, he decided to leave his. I guess he retired from surgery and served his community in India through yoga, doing a lot of service. We call that karma yoga, throughout. our town and cities around us. And then, so yoga was part of my life from very young age. But at the age of early teen years, I went to an all yoga school. Um, I learned Sanskrit, our religious language and the language of yoga. And I was proficient in that language at that very young age. And when I moved to the United States, just Western way of life, high school, college, marriage, yoga was out of my life. And when I started practicing yoga, it all started coming back to me. And slowly in adulthood, you can, after having children, then into it. I was pursuing to become a CPA. I wanted to earn lots and lots of money, um, and be a CPA. Accounting and CPA, finance and accounting is my background. So that's what I was pursuing, and I became a yoga teacher. And as I taught, I healed. As I taught, I learned more and more about myself. And through journey of life, through its ups and downs, yoga has been my anchor. And I would say that's how I've come to become a yoga therapist. Learned through my own journey, through my
Okay.
own healing, power that I found through yoga and meditation and breathing exercises. I'm sharing that.
Awesome. So, what would you say the magic behind yoga is? We're talking about mental health for the month of June, and we're talking about what things we can do mentally to give us better clarity. So, how do you feel that falls in a line with yoga?
I would say the magic of yoga is its ability through its of yoga, physical exercises, pranayama, which is meditation, and pranayama is which is breathing exercises, and different types of meditation and mindful way of living, how it helps you reduce stress. So number one, stress relief is the magic of yoga. 80% of diseases are somehow related to stress. So if we can just take a moment, let's just do that right now. Let's just take a moment and just take a deep inhale. Before we went live, you were telling me how crazy your day has been and how
Absolutely.
stressful it is. How crazy your day's been. And we were just trying to quiet down ourselves. So go ahead and just take a deep breath and see how this feels. So let's both of us close our eyes, and whoever's watching us can just take a couple of moments to take just a deep breath. So
Okay.
let's just soften our eyes, soften our sternum, our throat, our jaw, and let's just take one simple deep breath. Inhaling and exhale. Now, Jennifer, just note and tell me how that felt. Just one
So,
breath.
first of all, I gotta say, I haven't taken a breath all day. Not a deep breath. And it was kind of weird to even try it in this moment in the work mode. But one thing I know for sure is that quick second that I did do that, I felt a lot lift away from me. If you are watching this Wellness Wednesday
Exactly.
today, we just took a deep breath. We just inhaled deep and to blow out to feel some small effects of what yoga can do for you. We're talking to Alpha. Alpha is a yoga instructor, um, teacher, professional, and does a lot in the field. So if you have not heard of yoga or you're unsure or uncomfortable, Alpha is definitely someone you can reach out to. So how often during the day do you take those deep breaths?
Just through my journey, I have just from the childhood to adulthood, I think I had forgotten how to breathe. And we're breathing, it's a natural part of our being. but I had forgotten to be connected to my inner being. And that's what breathing does, right? When we come in the world, what's the first thing that happens? The child takes a deep breath and suddenly lets out a cry. We come alive with our breath, and we're always constricted. And we're constricted through life, through not being able to use our voice, to not being able to just put a stop to that constant go go go
Yeah.
lifestyle, as well as we take a lot of stress in from the external force, what someone said to us, how someone perceived us, so how someone, people are going through so many different abusive lifestyle, whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological. Being is constantly bombarded, and number one thing that happens is our breath gets constricted. Even
Mm.
onset of disease, when someone says you have cancer, we we hold our breath first, right? So just
Right.
by breathing, just by letting go of that stress, just taking that deep inhale and letting go, we're releasing so much out of ourselves. So that's number one, is the magic of yoga. We don't feel it. It's subtle. When we do the physical exercises, um, you know, I would say um, the sun salutations, the warriors, the twists and turns doing, we're actually releasing the stress that is held in our joint, in our tissues, in our muscles. Through doing those practices of yoga, we input the breath, and then the breathing body, in our system, in our being, gets released. And
Wow.
this is where the magic of yoga happens.
Wow. That's very interesting. I feel like that alone has a lot to do with your mental clarity. Was that an area that you were feeling really bogged down,
Yeah.
and when you decided I needed to start doing some deep breathing techniques and to really get in tune with yourself?
So I think you used a word number one, yoga, a lot of yoga is yogic healing comes from your gut, our gut response. Our gut holds the answers to everything. I would say our gut is our higher brain. The brain is here, but that gut feeling, that intuition, um, that immediate response to what we're feeling, the little butterflies that happen in our stomach, someone said something that happened, happens from our gut. And I would say I had lost that for a long, long time.
Okay.
And personally, I found that gut health, that intuition, from doing yoga. I can't say my physical gut is very strong, and
Hmm.
a lot of the external exercises are very focused on the physical, and nothing is wrong with that. I'm also right now training as a fitness trainer. I haven't finished my training trainer certification, but I'm about to become a camp gladiator, which is really outside of my comfort zone. And I'm deciding to do that because I feel like life happens, self happens outside comfort zone, and I'm terrified of
Hmm.
becoming a personal trainer. My language, breathe in, breathe out, very subtle. But I'm realizing I also need that in my life. So I've always followed my gut instinct. Somehow, I knew when I was really, really going through probably the worst part of my life, I knew yoga would be my healing. Instead of going to a yoga retreat, going on a vacation, instead of even going to a psychiatrist, which I would say psychologists are necessary, and it's an amazing avenue to find find healing, but I knew for myself, for personally, what was going to bring me healing was yoga. And I didn't
Okay.
want to just go to a retreat. I
Okay.
dove into yoga therapist teacher training. I felt like I became an outsider in my own world, and I needed to connect to myself. So I went into intense yoga training, and I went through different types of trainings, and I found my path in integrative yoga therapy. And now I'm a certified integrative yoga therapist, and I have thousands of hours of yoga training in the last 6 years. And I've created, I've become very intuitive of my own gut feeling. And through that intuition, I teach. I become very intuitive of others around me, um, how they're feeling, how they're dealing with life. So if someone comes with a disease like cancer in front of me, I'm able to be empathetic
Wow.
because I had to learn to be empathetic to myself.
Mm. Very good. Um, is yoga and meditation the same thing? Because I take a little time every day or in the mornings and meditate and just pray. Would you say that's similar, or are we looking at two totally different things?
I am just loving your questions right now. Um, they're not totally different things. Um, Yoga is a way of life. There's in a yoga in yoga therapy, we look at a person as 5 layers of being. And number one is the physical body. You know, we were born with this body, with the blood and the bones and physical structure. Number two is breath. You know, when you lay a physical body, you without breath, there's no life, right? So when the breath is added, suddenly you adding life to a person. Number three is the mind, the third layer. Just have the mind. You can run around in circles with the breath and the physical body. You can just run around in circles and not able to control yourself. So the fourth comes in is our wisdom body. So the wisdom inside us guides that mind, which is the breath. The breath actually is the balancing of the body and the mind. The wisdom comes in, guides our breath, and says, okay, calm down, chill out, dude. Don't take it so seriously. So said this to you, so and so behave this way to you, or life happened. Don't take it so seriously. Or if you do take it so seriously, and you need to speak up for yourself, take a deep breath so you can have that anchor to speak with respect, speak with that inner power, and speak with that intelligent, or take in that food. What's in front of you? How do we take that food in? So the wisdom body guides how do we intake the food. Can we take a deep breath before we react? Can we take a deep breath before we go on a run, or before we speak with someone, or before we make big life decisions of what to do in our bigger picture in life, or who to marry, or what kind of um, what path do you want to take, what kind of professional life do you want to live. So it's, I would say, it's an anchor. And meditation, um, the physical practice of yoga, which is the asana,
Hmm.
I think the entire world took the eightfold path of yoga, which is given by the guru Patanjali, eightfold path, and just took the physical aspect of yoga and ran with it. So everything we see out there is the postures. You know, the tree warrior, and we look at yoga as a physical postures.
Wow.
But yoga, it physical asana is only one limb. The first two limbs are, I would say, the guidance, you know, the inner and outer life, the life guidance of yoga, the yamas and niyamas. Um, how do I speak? You know, how am I truthful and honest to others and myself? Um, Am I being truthful and honest to myself? Are my actions necessary? Am I holding my own power? Am I letting someone else take my own power? So that comes in first. The third limb is the physical yoga. The fourth is the breathing exercises. Then comes the first fifth limb, which is meditation. And then we go into very, very deep practices, which is, letting go of sensory input. I've learned some deep meditative practices through my 10-day silent retreat in Vipassana, but I can go on and on. But I would just say meditation is one of the limbs of yoga. When you do physical practices of yoga, you're also meditating. It's meditation in motion. When you add breath, when you add mindfulness, which is awareness, which is also you can call meditation, into movement, it's called movement in meditation. So it's all connected.
Wow. That is so interesting. You know, it's Wellness Wednesday. We're talking yoga. We're talking with Alpha. Alpha, you are definitely seem to be the expert in yoga. I know this conversation could go on and on and on. If a person is interested
Yes.
in yoga, or they just want to know how to start, can they reach out to you? How can you help someone break into yoga? What do you have going on that would be an introductory?
I would just say right now I'm putting together International Day of Yoga.
Okay.
It's coming on 21st on my Facebook page, Healing Power of Yoga. I've also taken part in a documentary which we haven't published yet, which is called Why Yoga. And I have a couple of speakers on it, and I'll be putting that out, which is very informative. But International Day of Yoga, especially this year with what the entire world is going through, what our community is going through right now, it will be very informative. We have doctors, we have psychiatrists, we're going to have trainers, personal trainers come and talk about the benefits of yoga, meditation, physical exercises, on healing. So the message of yoga is waking up the inner healer through practices of physical body, meditation, and breathing exercises. How do we wake up? How do we take responsibility of our mental and our physical health into our own self and not leave it to someone else? So that's what yoga teaches you, and that's what of this International Yoga Day will be. And it's on my Facebook page. I predominantly use my personal Facebook page for almost for everything yoga, as well as my yoga page, Healing Power of Yoga. And we can probably post that. I'm not sure if there's a way of. I'm not very internet savvy, but you can put that information out there, or I'll be happy to give that to you.
Absolutely. So if you're tuning in, please like, please share this video, especially if you have friends, family members that may be feeling stressed, tense right now. I know we all go through those times throughout our day where it's just one thing after another. If you can learn short techniques to give yourself mental clarity or to find someone to talk to, I think that is so important on getting you past whatever you may be going through. Our special guest today on Lifetime Success is a yoga expert, instructor. She has an event going on, annual event. We will drop information in this feed about that event. Um, how does a person get involved with yoga? Do they need to have a prescription from their doctor? Should anything be done before they jump into it?
I think all you need. There's a very popular saying in yoga. It is yoga is for everybody. It's just not for the lazy person. So if you take charge of your body,
Hmm.
I would just say, there's no many, there's so many avenues available to you. You can go on YouTube, you can Google. There's so many yoga teachers out there. Yoga industry, as so many industry has been impacted by COVID. Everybody's gone on live, and everybody's so passionate about this subject. So if you want to take healing to your own hand, find a yoga class that you like. Studios have started to open. I would always say it's a good idea to do yoga in person.
Mm,
Find some instructor, some yoga studio, maybe even I teach at Gold's Gym, LA Fitness. I've taught all over the place. It's just
okay.
find a teacher that you like.
Hmm.
And yoga is a practice, it's actually it's getting your body ready for meditation. It's getting your body ready to heal. It's getting your mind ready to heal. It's getting your breath ready to connect
Right.
for your psychological body, for your physical body, for your mental body. So you can find there's so many pathways. I'll be happy to send, I'm always sending my family members and friends links of teachers that I like. Feel free to reach out to me and like my page, and I promise I'll start becoming more active on my page and give you some tools.
So we are
And
going to
thank you
hold you
so
to that.
much, Jennifer, for reaching out to me. And yes,
Yes, we are going to hold you
for
to that.
sure.
So it's been a wonderful Wellness Wednesday. We've interviewed Alpha. She has talked to us all about yoga. If you are interested in more information, just be sure to, number one, look her up on Facebook, look her up on her social media. I will drop links under this video as well. Do some research on your own because yoga is something that you will experience, I want to say, intimately for each person, and it has to be a great fit for you. Alpha, thank you so much for joining us. If you could, as we're closing out, could you just give us your information and the best way for a person to be able to reach you if they are interested in working with you?
I would just say like my Facebook page or just follow me on Facebook, even on my personal page. Even my personal page is predominantly used for yoga. Send me a message and I will reply.
Awesome. Awesome. This has been another episode of Wellness Wednesday with Jennifer Yon, agency Lifetime Success. We've talked yoga today. Be sure to share this video, tag a friend, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you all so very much for watching. Make sure to reach out to Alpha. She has been amazing at just instructing us and telling us some things that we can do to live better, healthier lives. So, all that watch, thanks again so much. Don't forget, like Jennifer Yon Agency, IBA Success on YouTube, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
We'll see you next time. Jennifer, you're awesome. Namaste.
Thank you.